Yo, what's up, guys? Before we get into this video, please like and subscribe. I know it's been quite a bit of time since I posted the last video, but it's been 2 weeks. I think it's going to be honestly good. Again, Pokemon is pretty much dead, but I guess some of y'all are curious of what I've been doing in the meantime. I'm still playing Pokemon Go here and there and whatever, but not really. Ever since I hit level 50, it was wraps for me at that point. Now I'm just collecting new Pokemon. But I've been playing 3 new games recently, and so far they've been pretty phenomenal. I'm not going to lie. First one, Silent Hill 2 for the PS5. I cannot believe Konami actually did this, and the fact that this dropped in October, it just completely flew under the radar for me. Even though it's like one of the best releases of horror games this year, I played I put in like about, I want to say like 15, 16 hours into the first playthrough. Phenomenal game. If you guys want me to review that, let me know in the comment section down below. Another game that I just got into recently, Astrobot. I just bought this game yesterday, played like the first 2 hours, and man, I think PlayStation finally found their mascot. Because you would think like Sly Cooper or Crash Bandicoot or Jax, you would think like those are like the PlayStation icons. But man, this little guy right here, he might be the GOAT. He like the Steph Curry right now for PlayStation 5, no cap. And then last but not least, I've been playing Pokemon TCG Pocket. It's actually pretty interesting. I wouldn't be playing this like at home. Maybe if I'm like bored to death because I'm playing other games too, like Astrobot for example. If I'm at work though, I'm saying, on my little cubicle. No, I'm just kidding. But it's a pretty interesting game. I kind of wish I can open more packs than what I can usually open every day, but so far so good. But now let's get into the real video. Pokemon Black and White. Supposedly, there's been rumblings that a remake is coming soon. I personally don't think that remakes are gonna come soon because we still haven't had any news in regards to Pokemon Legends ZA. Obviously, that's gonna be the official hit next year, and I'm hoping it is gonna be next year. There are no official Pokemon drops this year. Obviously, we're already in December, so next year is literally a month away. So there you have it. Now, according to several gaming sources, the reason why people are speculating that there are certain rumblings of a remake for Generation 5 is the fact that the terms Black Bolt, White Flare, and Hot Air Arena have all been filled or filed under Class 28 trademarks, which covers the protection of games, toys, and playthings. Pretty much, if you're not new to this kind of stuff, or if you are new to this, I would say, every year or so, Game Freak, Nintendo, Creatures Incorporated, which works under Game Freak, they pretty much come together and they trademark certain things. That's how Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl came to be. That's also Pokemon Stars. Remember that massive rumor back then in Generation 7 where we were supposed to get sister games for Generation 7, and turns out ended up being $40 DLC. That's exactly how it is. They do this every year. Not all names are going to be put into place. And if they don't use it, then they just basically discard them for whatever reason because they're not needed. But it's funny that Black Bolt and White Flare, the two names you see right here, low key, this is kind of a fire name for two games because, Black, Pokemon Black, and then you got Fusion Bolt, White, Pokemon White, and Fusion Flare, the signature moves of the cover box cover dragons. So I think that's really cool right there. I honestly think that there's not really much sustenance behind that because I just mentioned they do this every year. But one thing that really got my attention is the fact that Pokemon Go is having a Unova tour next year. I think it's in February. Correct me if I'm wrong. But pretty much what it is basically every year or so, Pokemon Go decides to do like a pretty big festival in the game in which you get to complete essentially the Unova Pokedex. And the fact that you get to do this next year rather than this year or the previous years is interesting. The last time that Pokemon Go did the Sinnoh tour, this happened about. It lined up pretty much the original Sinnoh tour event lined up upon the release of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, which is interesting. But again, there's not really much validation behind that until we get an official source like Pokemon or TCG company, whatever, whoever it may be. Just gotta have a massive grain of salt, a really big grain of salt when it comes to Pokemon rumors and remakes. I personally don't think we should have remakes of Pokemon games, and if we do get them next year, it will have to be like in fall 2025. There's just no way it's gonna happen during the release of Legends ZA. I think they learned their mistake from Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl being released way too soon before Legends Arceus, because Legends Arceus ended up being the bigger and more successful game, and they just took a crap in Generation 4 remakes. But, that's just my opinion. I personally don't anticipate remakes coming soon, but the fact that there's rumblings for about a couple months now, even though this article was published in September 4, people have been speculating quite a bit, especially with the Terra leak of Game Freak that happened not that long ago. People are excited for the next best thing. But until then, we'll see what happens next. But anyways, guys, it's your boy Franklin signing out. Peace. Don't forget to like and subscribe.